for the second straight game. Here's Jerry Jones when asked if he still thinks the Cowboys are a playoff team. Take a listen.
I will tell you, yes. And it's because you saw number 4 out there today, and you saw what I think we're capable of doing in the running game and that type of deal. So, yes, I fully do. Now, we've got to, as we evolve toward the playoffs, we've got to get better defensively, certainly.
Okay, your Cowboys this season, here's the defensive ranks without Michael Parsons. 28th in points, 30th in yards, passer rating 31st, and dead last in third down.
It's almost like the defense that for 4 years was the worst in the league when Michael wasn't on the field is playing whole games without Michael on the field.
All right, we are looking live at the question mark beneath which
is it really a question?
Well, we never know.
Yeah, Bruce, sometimes you do a whole preamble and then you're like, and that's why they get C-.
Well,
we have no clue.
Allow me to do my preamble.
Please.
Here we go.
Look, I really thought they were going to win this game. Going into it, I thought they were going to. When they gave up 450 yards to the shell of Russell Wilson, I should have known better, right? But, Nick, you said it. The Cowboys are proof that EPA is a legitimate statistic. I mean, the last 4 years, EPA has said that they are the best defense in the league with Michael Parsons on the field and the worst defense in the league without. Yeah. They are the worst defense I've seen in years. Like every one of Caleb's 4 touchdown passes, I'm not taking anything away from him, but the receiver was wide open. Every single one of, and a few of them, nobody was within 15 yards.
One was a flea flicker.
People were flea flickers. It was. And Ben Johnson did a great job calling plays in the game. But
didn't even need a tush push.
And then offensively with Dak, I heard he was playing as better than any quarterback in the league. That's what people were saying. People were texting me after I said that's ridiculous on the air. And he has his 2 interceptions. I know one of them wasn't his fault, but then George Pickens, how you drop that ball? You know, that interception. The one bright spot was Javonte Williams, who I've always liked. 10 totes, 76 yards. But even he fumbled. So even the bright spot.
He got it. Just give me that.
Just took it from me. So even the bright spot turned out to not be a bright spot. So that leads me to the bottom line, which everyone wants to see. It's an F. You know it's an F. In fact, it's such an F that I got to hear from my boys.
Oh, we have a button?
You know what the button does, the F button?
Hey, Jerry, I got a question. Hey, Jerry, one simple question. Where's Micah? Where's Micah? That defense versus the run versus the pass. So man was another F game. F game, F game, F game. Woo. All right.
You joined
Absolutely. Excellent job. Excellent work. Better work than the Cowboys. No good. F game already.
Show's peaked yet again. Downhill.
I want to let Greg,
as always.
I want to let Greg go, so I'm just going to add something. You guys know the last time Caleb Williams played in a game that he wasn't sacked?
Never. USC?
Yeah.
September of 2023 against Stanford. Exactly. The last team to not be able to sack Caleb was the Stanford Cardinals.
Use like
listen, and now CD goes out, which was their own,
how long is that?
Well, listen, Stephen Jones said he had a high ankle, but then they tried to say he might play this week. I'm not sure who reported it, but since we went on there, they're saying he's probably going to miss a couple weeks. High ankle for a receiver is even if it's the most mild, you usually miss some time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's one of those injuries that
lingers all year. It's
because if he gets touched, if it gets just tweaked, it reestablishes the initial injury. But yes, F game. This is very fitting. Like, I think what has always been frustrating for me as someone who's played on offense is when a critical player goes down, like, is your offense simply just tailored to that individual? I know how important of of a player CeeDee Lamb is. Everyone does. However, you have to have a counterpunch. You have to have a plan in place if something were to happen. And it's like when CeeDee Lamb went down, it's over. He's so heavily relied on to produce and to create opportunity for everyone else that there's no way this team is going to have success. So when Jerry's asked, still believe we're a playoff team? No, not when the one thing that you have going for you, because he said number 4 is out there. Well, yes, number 4 is out there, but if number 88 isn't out there with number 4, it doesn't matter, especially with the numbers that we're seeing with this defense. Look, it was terrible. Yeah. It was terrible. This is fitting. I would have given them because I'm a little soft sometimes because CD is a receiver, and I know the value of receivers is great.
He's not a corner.
So you would have given him a D?
I would have given him a D because
no, the Cowboys' defense is unplayable right now. And I mean, Diggs is not himself, and he's hurt. Bland is hurt. They don't have the horses on defense, and they can only win shootouts. And without CeeDee Lamb, they can't win shootouts.
It's going to be a bad if the Packers Micah comes to town next week.
Next week without CeeDee is going to be a disaster.
Disaster. It's not going to be good. On the other side of the ball, Caleb just came alive, just short of 300 yards, throws 4 touchdowns, tallies a passer rating of 143. The Bears locker room fired up. Take a listen.
Quarterback had 142.6 passer rating.
Hey, I love y'all boys. Couldn't do this without y'all. I got one more. My bad. It's Boss Man's first home victory. First win.
They counted the preseason game, probably. Caleb yesterday completed 68% of his passes, again, just short of 300 yards. But career best yards per pass, touchdown to interception ratio. Nick mentioned he was never sacked. And passer rating, according to Ben Johnson, 142.6. I would have rounded up in the locker room.
Sure.
Just saying. Nick, are you back in on your guy, Caleb?
I never gave up on Caleb. What are you scoffing about, Brew?
You dropped him like a bad habit.
No, I would expect you, of all people, Brew, to respect this. I was trying to be kind to my dear friend Danny. Exactly. In fact, as is written in 2 Corinthians, verse 9 and 10, give what you have decided in your heart to give, for God loves a cheerful giver. I thought you, of all people, would understand that I was just trying to do right.
I love you getting into the word.
I appreciate that.
And I expect that to
God
continue.
is able to bless abundantly, verses 10 and 11. I assumed that wouldn't be thrown in my face. My God. This is the type of game that I thought he would have last year.
Yeah.
And then
in the NFC title game.
Well, yeah, maybe. That would have been great. And yes, everything has to be reverse curved against this Cowboys defense at this point. But still, that not getting sacked, I think honestly, and Greg, you can tell me if you think I'm being too kind here. I feel like Caleb last year, the moment the flea flicker toss back to him is off, he's looking to run or throw it away. You know what I mean? Like, he was almost too cautious last year with not making a mistake. And the fact that he had, courage is the wrong word, but you know what I mean? He was like, no, we're going to stick with it.
Yep.
And that is, I understand Burden hasn't beat, but that's a hell of a throw. A hell of a throw.
It was about 60-something yards.
And so he now, again, if he's going to be graded against the people in his draft class for this season thus far, he's been the best one. Now it's Jaden missed a game, and Drake, has, I think, actually played well, just makes a lot of mistakes. Penix was terrible. Yeah. McCarthy's hurt. I'm leaving. Bo Nix has been, I think, mediocre. Yeah. But, like, this is a hugely positive sign. And as Danny's talked about, Greg, now they win next week, which they're supposed to. You're fine going into the bye. You're settled and you're fine. You've seen the week-to-week progression that you hoped under Ben Johnson.
Yeah, this was very positive. It was like the perfect storm. You kind of alluded to what Dallas gave up the prior week against the Giants and Russell Wilson. Yeah. It's like, as a player, you see these games and you're like, there's no way they're going to play us like that. If they do that, I'm going crazy. So when you turn on the film and you see holes throughout an entire defense on how you can attack them up front, at the second level, every single level of their defense, it's exciting. You have to be able to put together a game plan to support that. And I thought Ben Johnson did a phenomenal job of setting up all the other plays, going 12 personnel, that's 2 tight ends, and shoring up the fact that our quarterback's not going to get hit today. Our quarterback's not going to get pressure to where he is uncomfortable and he can't get in rhythm. They established that early, set up the flea flicker. Yep. Now you make plays, you're positive, things are happening. There's still work to be done.
Yeah, of course.
But against a defense like this, you got to tip your hat to Caleb. He did exactly what he should have done in that game.
Yeah, look, I thought Ben Johnson did a great job calling plays. He called a few design runs for Caleb, which I wanted him to do. So that's something they can lean into because obviously he's got that skill. But the question is, look, he was great. I don't want to take anything away from him. Obviously, Dallas's defense is horrific. The thing for him is he's got to be consistent. Because remember, as I pointed out, last year he had some moments that were – and all of these moments do show you, like, his ceiling is crazy. Yeah. Like, his ceiling is star, superstar, whatever, all that people thought he could be. He's just got to become consistent at doing it every week. And if you have like next week, let's say the spectacular play isn't there. He's still got to be on time, not make the mistakes.
He still missed some of those.
Yeah, he missed a few throws.
But next week is just such a massive game for the Bears.
It really is.
But it's by any means, it doesn't matter how they win. Because if they can beat the Raiders next week, they then have a bye. And then who do they play coming out of the bye? The team that ended their season last year, the Commanders. The whole Jaden Caleb, the Hail Mary, the whole thing. And so you have extra time to prepare. They just got to beat the Raiders.
Coming up
next.
next.
Which is hard to do. I mean,
Greg Jackson deals with talking Chargers and Colts next on First Things First. We'll be game.
All right.
You joined Absolutely. Excellent job.
Let's order boring, overpriced food for the game.